Meditation on equanimity. Sending our awareness to the breath, ardent, alert, unified, clear-minded, concentrated, and one-pointed. Breathing in long, I breathe in long, or breathing out long, I breathe out long, or breathing in short, I breathe in short, or breathing out short, I breathe out short. Breathing in, sensitive to the entire body. Breathing out, sensitive to the entire body. Breathing in, calming the bodily formation, the breath. Breathing out, calming the bodily formation, the breath. Observing, accepting, letting go. Observing impermanence, accepting imperfection, letting go of self-cherishing, beginning with the proximate cause of equanimity, the neutral person. We picture in the mind a neutral person, someone we do not know well. And we know that this person has a mix of different qualities, some that we would find pleasant, some that we would find perhaps unpleasant, and some that would be neither pleasant nor unpleasant. And we generate the equanimity, first remembering a feeling deep in our heart of loving kindness. May this neutral person be safe. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they live with ease. Generating from the depth of our heart a feeling of compassion for the neutral person. May they be free from physical suffering, from the suffering of change, from the suffering of unsatisfactory things within themselves and their situations, and from the ego clinging that is so prevalent. Also generating the altruistic joy that whatever good qualities that they have, may they grow and be of great benefit to them and to all others. And may they experience life without any favoritism, bias, or preference so strong as to cause difficulties. Breaking down the barrier between this neutral person and all beings. This neutral person is no different from others in that we are all impermanent. This person is no different from all others, is that we all experience unsatisfactoriness. This neutral person is no different from all others, in that we have no reason to cling to our self-cherishing, knowing that it causes such distress. Picturing in the mind now our very dear teacher, our boon companion, a person who has given us so much help and direction over time. And we know that this person has a general aspect of mixed qualities, some which we find pleasing, some unpleasant perhaps, and also many that are neither pleasant nor unpleasant. And we generate this equanimity, first remembering loving kindness from the depth of our heart, wishing that they may be free from suffering by being safe, being happy, being healthy and peaceful. A sense of compassion that we have for them, that they are able to be free from the suffering caused by physical illness, from change, from recognizing all the imperfections in themselves or in situations, and from the suffering caused by ego attachment. We generate the deep feeling of altruistic joy that their good qualities be of great value to them and others. And may they experience this life without so much favoritism, bias, and preference that causes suffering. And we break down the barrier between this boon companion, ourselves and all beings, knowing that this good teacher is no different than others, in that we are all impermanent. This teacher is no different from others, is that we all have our imperfections. And this person is no different from others, in that there is no reason for us to cling to our self-centeredness, because we know that it causes so much trouble and suffering. Picturing in the mind now a very dear one, someone that we care for deeply. We know that even this person that we care for deeply, that they have aspects of their personality and qualities, some of which are pleasant, some unpleasant, and some neither pleasant nor unpleasant. And we generate the equanimity, first starting with a deep sense of loving kindness. May they be safe. May this person so dear to us be happy. May they be healthy. And may they live peacefully. Generating a feeling of compassion deep within our heart, that they may be free from the suffering caused by illness, by change, by imperfections in the situation or in themselves, and their own ego attachment that causes difficulties. generating within the heart an altruistic joy that their good qualities would be of great value to them and to all beings. And may they live without so much favoritism, bias, or preference that causes difficulties. And we break down the barrier between them and all beings, because we know that this dear loved one is no different than all others, in that we are all impermanent. This person dear to us is no different from others, because things in all of our lives are unsatisfactory from time to time. And this person is no different from others, in that there is no purpose to having such strong selfishness that causes distress to them and to the ones that they care about. Picturing in the mind now a difficult person, a troublesome person, an adversary, or someone who has caused us to suffer. We know that this difficult person has many aspects to their personality, some which people find pleasant, some that are unpleasant, and some that are neither pleasant nor unpleasant. And even towards this difficult person, we wish them loving kindness. We would wish that they would be safe and that they would be happy, healthy, and particularly peaceful, so as not to cause trouble. We have compassion, knowing that all beings suffer, whether it be physical illness, a suffering of change and permanence, or imperfections in their situation or self, and particularly of selfishness that causes so much difficulty. We have a deep sense of altruistic joy, hoping that their good qualities would come to the fore and would be of great value. And may they live their life without so much favoritism and bias and preference that causes difficulty. And we break down the barrier between this difficult person and all beings, including ourselves, knowing that this person is no different from others, in that we are all impermanent. This person is no different from others, in that our lives are sometimes very unsatisfactory. And this person is no different than others, in that their selfishness and self-centeredness causes suffering and distress. Hopefully we can let go of all of this. Now picturing in the mind the self, such as it is. And we see this self that we have as having aspects of mixed qualities. Some of our qualities are very pleasant. Some qualities unpleasant. Other qualities neither pleasant nor unpleasant. And we generate equanimity, first being aware that we would wish that we would be safe, that we would be happy, that we would be healthy, and live with ease peacefully. To have compassion for ourselves, that we would be wishing that we would be free from suffering of physical distress, of change, of imperfections, particularly of selfishness and self-centeredness that causes distress. We have a strong, deep sense of altruistic joy about our good qualities and how they may expand and be of great value to both ourselves and to others. And may we experience this life without so much favoritism, bias, and preference that cause us difficulties. We break down the barrier between ourself and all beings. Ourself is no different than others in that our life is impermanent. Ourself is no different than for others because our life is at times unsatisfactory. Our life is no different from others because whenever we exhibit selfishness and self-centeredness, self-clinging, it causes us distress. And when we let go of this, we are able to have a greater sense of equanimity. And we picture in the mind now all beings everywhere. We see all beings as having so many different aspects to themselves, some pleasant, some unpleasant, some neither pleasant nor unpleasant. And regenerate a sense of equanimity by wishing that they may be free from all distress. With deep loving kindness, may they be safe, may they be happy, may they be healthy, may they live with ease. With a deep sense of compassion, we would wish them to be free from the suffering of physical illness, from the suffering of impermanence and change, from the imperfections of themselves or of their life situations, and particularly of that tendency to see themselves as more important than others that creates such difficulty. From deep within ourselves, we see all beings that they have their own unique great qualities that can be of help to others, of great value to all beings. May they be without this strong favoritism, bias, and preference that causes so much difficulty around the world. And we break down the barrier between ourselves and all beings. All beings are no different than us because we all have a life that is impermanent. All beings are no different than us because we all experience unsatisfactoriness. And we know what that feels like. All beings are no different than us because there's no reason for us to be full of self-conceit and self-centeredness, possessiveness, kind of harmfulness that comes from thinking of ourselves as being better than others. May we generate this feeling of equanimity throughout our entire life. The 8 mundane concerns. May I not be elated by praise. May I not be offended by insult. May I not be pleased by receiving what I want. May I not be displeased by not receiving what I want. May I not be encouraged by success. May I not be discouraged by failure. May I not be happy being comfortable. May I not be unhappy being uncomfortable. And now reciting the 4 immeasurables. May all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings never be separated from the altruistic joy which is free from suffering. And may all beings dwell in the great equanimity which is free from attachment, aversion, and ignorance. Si Wu Liang Sin, Bei Wu Liang Sin, Si Wu Liang Sin, Shu Wu Liang Sin. Bringing our awareness back to the room, wiggling our fingers and toes, and opening our eyes whenever we're ready.